All right, what is good, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fantastic Tuesday morning? We're going to start off here looking at some crypto movers this morning. We've had a bunch of them just basically going off the chain. So we're going to take a look at some of these assets, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and a couple Forex assets this morning. See if we can't find something to hit. Forgot to turn that phone off. There we go. All right. So with that being said, YGG's only up 5% on the day, but it did have a nice bounce with a lot of other things, but it didn't even take out no resistance level up there. So like basically it's not anything that I'm even interested in. Also, I want to say too that for anybody that missed the comment that YouTube has fixed everything. So the normal Patreon channel member live streams will resume at normal time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. All right, so with that being said, let's dive in. The ones that are moving today, obviously Mana, that's everybody's favorite. That's the one everybody's talking about. Dent is up, D-E-N-T is up 12%. The big one on the day, though, however, today is the Sandbox. This thing's crushing it. There's Sandbox, pulled back for one day, and you've actually just taken out the highs. Again, you're sitting at $2.70. So, yeah, it's cruising right along. This thing is above all-time highs. I'm thinking, let me make sure, check it out on Binance. Binance has the most data, and according to Binance, it's above all-time highs as well. This thing is absolutely killing it. You know me, I don't like to buy things up here at the highs, but you could have watched this intraday to see if it held support down there, and it did. Once you get above like your main key levels of what would have been supply, like an 8-hour closure above those, 4-hour, 2-hour, this was a nice 4-hour close above what would have been supply. That's pretty handy for saying, yeah, it's probably going to move a little bit higher. But if you take positions at the highs, you got to understand that you may be buying the top. So you're only looking for targets roughly the old high. Then you take profits, move your stop, and then if the thing wants to run another 1000x, then you'll be in the position still. So yeah, Mana is pulling back. So I just have a couple levels marked out here. This is daily resistance, $3.61. It's also 12-hour, 8-hour, 4-hour. I mean, this thing, that's going to be a very, very, very strong area of resistance. It needs to be where Mana needs to crush it, right? You got to get a close above that, at least on a 4-hour closing basis. And then I want to make sure that the very next candle isn't a bearish engulfing, as that would indicate a bull trap. As long as you get a nice 4-hour close and then you pull back a little bit, find support intraday, and then start to move away from the area, might be a good opportunity to look for the all-time high tick, right? So you'd be taking a position there, only aiming for that, and there's no guarantee that that would even get hit. It's just your only target, the only target that there is on Mana. Shorts, if you're looking for shorts on Mana, this is the daily 8-hour, 4-hour, 12-hour, and it's also a 2-hour supply zone. Let's go over here to CHZ real quick, as I've already got it outlined, but $3.61, that's your price. That's the price you want to watch. You want to see a reaction there if you're bearish or if you're looking for bearish positions. Here's CHZ. This is what I'm talking about as far as a reaction. This is the same thing. You've got a daily, 12-hour, 8-hour, 4-hour resistance, a lot of confluence, 52 cents. 2-hour Heath level right there. Supply trades up, ticks it, and then this is what you get intraday. Boom, boom. So any pullback to 50 cents, I might be looking for shorts on CHZ USDT today. Chili's, Tether, if you get a close above 50 cents, 0.50734, then leave it alone. Leave it alone. But as long as you're not closing above that, I'm looking for shorts. Low a day target. No, probably not the low of day target. This is going to be, no, that's yesterday's low. This is going to be the low of day right here, around 44,626. I mean, it could get down there, but it's up 10% on the day. So I don't look for that to happen. I mean, if it gets really bearish, it absolutely can happen, but we'll see. A lot of support under you on the hourly. I don't really like shorting or trying to pick tops on these things because it doesn't work out as often as people think it does. Actually, it very rarely works out. When something is extremely bullish, it generally keeps going unless there's an over or a major market, something big in the market that causes a reversal. It's like some kind of news or something. As far as that goes, I don't know why any of these are flying. I've heard some speculators say that it could be because of Facebook and some other things, but yeah. Dot's getting ready to probably start flying too. I don't see it on this. There it is. Dot's probably going to start getting some bullish pressure because they're going to have their little thing. There's your all-time high. You got above it yesterday, but you didn't close above it. Just bear with me 1 second here. Let me see. November 4th is the first wave with Dot. I'm scrolling through. Yeah, it's just, November the 4th is the first wave. It's an auction. So basically what happens is if the float gets locked up, then you can see massive soaring prices, right? That's what they're looking for on Dot. So just keep an eye on it. I absolutely hate buying all-time highs, but I will take a trade on an all-time high, right? At an all-time high if I assume it's going to go higher. And I am assuming Dot's going to go higher because they're going to try to lock the float up. This happened to, what was it? Let me see if I have it. I don't have it on this one. Let me go over here to the purple list. Because I do have it. Kusama. So this happened to Kusama too, right? They did the same thing, did an auction, the float got locked up, and then this thing absolutely just went crazy. So I don't know if that's going to happen with Dot. Right? Nobody knows what's going to happen, obviously, but keep an eye on it. It could be a very big mover in the next few days, is basically what I'm saying. And you did take out the old all-time high. So, and it does look like it's trying to see bullish continuation today. Let's go into the intraday chart and see what it looks like. So you found support a little bit lower than that one, but this one is still intact. 47.99 is going to be intraday support. You're getting a nice reaction down there, right? That's a big bullish candle. Big bounce. Good. Next candle, was it a bullish engulfing? No. A bearish engulfing? No. So this is not a trap. You traded down into your ETH level, checked it there, boom, you're seeing continuation. So this thing could be moving higher today. I would not look for entries now, but if you were watching it 2 hours ago or this hour just earlier, you could have taken entry there with a stop right there. So your risk to reward, you would almost be hitting it to a 2-to-1 if you would have got involved there. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That one, Dot and CHZ are the two main ones that I'm going to have my eyes on today. CHZ, I am looking to short it, right? There is no long play as far as I'm concerned, but it does look like there may be a short. So the only price I will take a position at will be 50 cents. That's it. I will not take an entry any lower than that. The reason for that is because the wick is all the way up to 52 cents. So that gives you a 2-cent stop. That gives you a 2-cent risk. That means you only got to get a 2-cent in the right direction in order to be at 1-to-1. So the risk to reward is a lot better at 50 cents than it is at 51 cents. Well, it's so small, 57.38, 57.38, and that's going to be this hourly close right there. That's where I want to look for entries. A close above, you're scrapping that trade. We do not like it no more. Forex not really doing anything. Let's go look at the Kern. Where are you at, Mr. Kern? There you are, Mr. Kern. Nice, and that's an hourly, so we're getting some bullish price action here on Bitcoin. Loving it. We're above daily res right now. That last time I looked at this chart, we were down here. I love it, Bitcoin. Keep going, baby. Keep going. 3 days of bearishness here. We do area of resistance. Instead of using this level, I mean, obviously it could be because this bullish candle checked it. It is your highest bullish daily close, so technically it is a level. But this was more or less a bull trap, right? And then you had bearishness. So I don't necessarily like this level so much as resistance. I like this one better, 64,303. If you get a bounce from there, then you can look for pullback entries to get long if you're not long Bitcoin. I think no matter what the Fed does, no matter what the Fed says tomorrow, I think we're going to see Bitcoin possibly take a little jump to the upside to basically get all the shorts off sides. And then if the Fed does announce taper, which is a big fat if, guys, if Bitcoin is bullish right now. It's more bullish than it is bearish, so we got to look for bullish entries. Not looking for massive prices. I'm looking for the all-time high again. That's basically how I trade, inside of these ranges. But if it gets above that all-time high, it can go good. I am positioned for that. So let's talk about the last 3 days. It's been sideways to down. The closes have been walking lower, getting lower and lower and lower. When this bearish candle was made right here, it looked like you were going to see bullish continuation, but you didn't test no major levels, right? You just traded down to around the open, but not quite, and then you traded up. This day here was a bearish engulfing. Took out the high of this candle, took out the low of this candle. It did not close below it, though. It did close below the body, but didn't close below the low, so it's not like massively bearish. Then this one did the same exact thing. Took out the high of this candle. So you have outside day, reversal. Boom. You're already above the highs. So anybody that got short, after you get above this wick high, they're going to be stuck. Shorts will be stuck. And that's when you can start seeing some liquidation bullish candles, because these people are going to start getting stopped out soon. It did look like it was going to have bearish continuation, but this is the thing. We never start looking for shorts, especially on Bitcoin, until after you get a close below the 21 exponential moving average. At least then, right? Because the reason for that is once you do get that close below the 21 EMA on the daily time frame, you more than likely have already put in a lower high, lower low formation, right? Here's your high, there's a low. Here's high, there's a lower low. So usually that you've already put in something like that if you're under the 21, and that's the only time that I will start looking for shorts. Yesterday you traded straight down to the 21, and that's what you got the bounce from, right? This weekend it was trading crazy. Excuse me. This weekend it was trading crazy, right? If you got long here, you got liquidated there, and then a big bounce. So last night I was watching this. Right before I went to bed, I took a bullish entry. And the reason for this is because it did look like Bitcoin was going to go higher. But once you got the 21 EMA test, this wick on this hourly candle is your 21 daily EMA test, right? Boom. And then you can see the bullish reaction. So basically, I took a fib from this low to that high, here to here. And basically, I was thinking if Bitcoin is going to see bullish continuation from the fib bounce, then it shouldn't be trading lower than the 618 fib retracement level of this price leg, this one, right? Just this one here. The reason I'm looking at just this one here is because it bounced off of the 21 EMA. And it had a big bullish reaction off of it. So if this bullish reaction is valid, if it's going to continue, even though you get a deeper correction than normal, we want to see that hold as support, right? And it did. Not only do you have that there, you also have a 1 hour supply zone or demand zone here. 1 hour Heath level. Look at this close, guys. Boom. Look at that. You cannot get no better. Now, this wick did trade down lower, right? It did. There's your bullish reaction. Pull back into that level. Would have been scary, but that's your entry. Anything above this new demand zone here was a valid entry. And it gave you that multiple times. You could have taken bullish entries on this looking for higher prices. You're above the 21. Your trend is bullish. Everything is bullish, right? Everything, the trend, the news, everything right now is bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is bullish. If Bitcoin was going to roll over, it should have done it down here. This is a statement, right? I was looking for shorts over here. I am a trader. That's what I do. I trade these moves. Once we got above this, I'm done shorting. Absolutely. Not looking for shorts anymore. Now we're looking for longs because the structure took out your bearishness. That's bearishness gone. Your bear trend, it was very small and lasted a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So here you are. This is a big bullish statement today, and this was a big bullish statement back then. This is indicating that Bitcoin wants to see higher prices. Took out the old all-time high, but then seen a bearish reaction, right? So this is why people are short on Bitcoin, because of that reaction. Generally, when something takes out an all-time high, what you want to see is you want to see bullish continuation, as that's excuse me, as that's generally when the short squeeze starts. Once that short squeeze starts to take place, you'll see prices just take off, right? Big, strong, bullish candles. Maybe you see one red day, but it'll be like a tiny red day, like something like this, like that candle, and then you see more bullish candles after. Basically like what we just seen on CHZ or whatnot, right? Let me pull it up over here on this one. Where'd you go? Not the purple list, sorry. Not that one. We want KuCoin. KuCoin, please. CHZ. This one, right? Go back out to your dailies. Big, strong, bullish move. Once you take out the all-time high. Oh, not this one. Sorry. Which one was it? Mana. Mana took out the old all-time high and rocked and rolled. Yes. Yes, there. That's what you want to see for a short squeeze, right? You take out your all-time high, see massive, massive continuation to the upside. Dent doing it today. Dent's moving up 12%. Nope, not took it out yet. Sandbox, this more of the same, right? Old high, bullish continuation. Big, strong, bullish candle out of there. Little pullback, bullish continuation. That's what people wanted to see on Bitcoin when it took out the all-time high. But what you got instead was almost a bearish outside day candle. Not quite, because you didn't take out this bullish candle as high, but nonetheless, that's a pretty big bearish candle. And you got continuation. So on this lower high here, it didn't even trade up into the demand zone before you seen more continuation. So people were looking for this pop as an area, an opportunity to get short, looking for that bearish continuation. But you got to wait for that 21. You got to let it get below the 21 on the daily at least before you start looking for shorts. All right, so let's go look at Ethereum, Mr. ETH. Where are you at? There you are. Ethereum getting a nice bounce today. Ethereum's already at almost taking out its all-time high again. Ethereum is looking good. It didn't look as strong as Bitcoin from this bearish stuff here in regards to how far above it was, because Bitcoin got well above it a lot quicker, but it's doing good. There's your all-time high on ETH. 446.96 or 4461.96. Looks like it's trying to take that out today. This was your old all-time high there. I mean, it's strong, right? It's moving up. It's bullish. Only had 2 days of bearishness. See, this was your high. Once you took out the old all-time high on this one, it didn't happen until this day, right? So this is basically what Bitcoin was going through. ETH was just stronger. So there you are. You're in the daily res on ETH. Will you get a big, strong move? Maybe. Depends on how many people are short Ethereum right now. If you got a lot of them short, then yes, you're going to see a massive move. Could you see $5,000 ETH? Yeah, in the next week or two. If you get above that all-time high, it's possible. It's possible. There's nothing to stop it once that happens. But there's no new positions to take, right? The positions would have been there or as close to there as possible. Wicks, Any of this stuff here would have been good spots for entry if you're aiming at the all-time high. It was trading a little crazy too. That's all this was. This whole move here was just to liquidate anybody that got long here. Same thing occurred on Bitcoin. And there's your bounce. Let's just see though where the ETH's 21 EMA was. It's still well below price. So this test was just to liquidate these people here. You didn't touch the 21. Either way, you're seeing a big, strong, bullish continuation. Yeah, so continuation is what we're going to be looking for on Ethereum. So the big ones to watch, DOT, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm watching CHC, whatever that thing is, Chili's for possible shorts. Mana and all those. It's possible that they go higher if Bitcoin starts to run. The sandbox, there's nothing to do here. This thing is moving so much. Be very, very careful. Just be careful, please, if you're trying to trade this thing. Big, massive moves. But we'll see. Somebody, I think it was a Coin Bureau guy, was talking about possibly this being the top on Mana, because people are already starting to talk about accepting Mana as a crypto, as a method of payment. So he said that could very well mark the top of Mana. Just be careful. I mean, just be careful. If you're long Mana, you might want to think about taking some profits. And then Shiba, let's go talk about it, and then we'll look at some Forex real quick. How can I forget about Mr. Shiba? Or maybe it was Shiba, he said, not Mana, Shiba. I mean, there was your high, man. This thing has absolutely crushed it. Someone was talking about somebody had $3,800 worth of Shiba down here. $3,800. Let's see. Did he turn into a millionaire? Yes, he did. So, yeah, but that wallet hasn't moved. The money has not been moved. So people think either it could be a lost wallet address or a lost wallet that it ain't never going to move, or they're just waiting because they think there's more bullishness. This thing is, I mean, yeah, your measured move was done down here. This was just like basically one more big stab to the shorts. It is holding support. Shiba is holding support. You got to get above resistance. So basically watch 6534. That's going to be the area the bears need to get below. Is there any daytime entries on this? Nope, I don't see anything. If you're looking at this as a bull flag, you can go ahead and stop, because whenever your flag gets as long as your pole, it's not a flag. All right, bull flag is literally your pole and then a couple candles, and then you typically want to see the breakout. So this is consolidation. All right, it's all consolidation. You got to bounce from support, and it's consolidating. Is it accumulation or distribution? Fortunately, you will not know unless price either goes higher or goes lower. Main areas of intraday resistance are going to be there, 7288, and then obviously the daily, right? Down there. So you're definitely not looking for longs up there. If you think this thing's going to go higher, then try to get it as close to 4-hour support as possible. It's definitely consolidating, and the ranges are getting tighter, so be very careful. Just remember, it's already had a massive, massive run. So if you're looking for another 1000x, it's already did it, right? It's already did it, so be careful. All right, let's go look at some Forex pairs. Let's go look at Euro USD first and foremost. Oh, what's going on here? So Euro's in a downtrend. We had a big move Friday. There wasn't nothing to do yesterday, really. Friday had a massive move to the downside. This was just a liquidation break. Took out everybody, and then boom. So we are looking for a continuation to the downside. This is what I'm waiting for. There's really nothing to do right yet, right? The 618 retracement level is all the way up here. So we can go into an intraday chart and see if we can find anything. I mean, this looks good, right? You got a 4-hour break below support, so you might be seeing some bearishness today. You got the Fed speak tomorrow. So if you do get a move today, it'll more than likely be choppy. So shrink your range a little bit. Maybe take profits ahead of the low of day if you're short, or ahead of the high of day if you're long. Just be careful trading before the Fed speak. Also, non-farm payrolls is Friday. There's a lot of big news items this week. So the markets can be bearish one day, bullish the next, and bearish again. Just be careful, right? This is a big move. You would think you would see continuation off of a move like that. Keep an eye on the 618 retracement of this range expansion to the downside. You took out your market to the upside, and you've taken out your market to the downside. So the next targets to the bearish side are going to be those lows down around 1.15236. I do have a bearish bias on this asset, right? So, but I need it higher before I can look for shorts. There's a 2-hour level all the way up there, so I don't want to see any 2 hours closing above that, but a wick up to there would be fantastic. Would be just fine to me, right? And that would get mostly everybody who's trying to take new shorts gone. They'd be out of it by that point. So we'll see what happens around 1.16508. Other than that, I got to leave it alone. There's nothing to do. So let's get rid of this real quick. Yeah, that was a daily supply zone that obviously did not hold. Could this legit be the level to short from as well? Yes. 1.16233. I'll leave it on there just to watch it, because sometimes the levels may not stop it on this side, but if it comes back through, might be a good spot to watch. You can see that on the daily, you're trading in a very small range. This is your daily range right now. Okay? People were watching this as the supply zone. I mean, you could, but you got to close above it yesterday. So now you're not watching that price. Can it go lower from here? Absolutely it can. But the higher it goes, the better the short risk to reward gets. Pound dollar's already moving lower. You're just seeing bearish continuation on the pound. I am short on the pound yen still from last week. Shorted it up in here. So we're watching to see if this thing, or pound yen, sorry. Let's go over to it. That way I can just talk about it. So I got short up in here, right there. So we're seeing bearish continuation. It's fantastic. It didn't look like we were going to see bearish continuation when we put in this day, held above support. This day not only held above support, but it closed bullish. And then on this day, you started to see a bullish climb. So I sat in this position while all that was going on, but I was watching daily res, right? Basically telling myself, if I get a close above daily res, then I'll go ahead and exit the position. At that point, I am probably wrong on this trade. You can see here that we didn't get above that. In fact, that would have been a great spot for a new bearish entry. Boom. So this trade's looking pretty nice right about now, right? Seeing bearish continuation. I love it. That's what I was looking for to happen. I'm continuing to hold that position. I'm going to continue to hold this position as long as it allows me to do so. There is your daily 21 exponential moving average. So I would say it's probably a safe bet to assume you'll see a bounce today or tomorrow, right? Bullish candle today or tomorrow because of this. But with tomorrow's Fed speak, it's hard to say what this thing does. But that's why I wanted to get bearish. I wanted to get short against something versus the yen. Essentially what that is that's me taking a bullish position on the Japanese yen. Why did I choose pound yen instead of Aussie yen? Well, because Aussie yen stopped me out twice. And there's no other reason. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I want the JXY. Yeah, so I did try to get short twice on the Aussie yen, and I got stopped out both times. So I got short pound yen. I didn't get stopped out. I knew I wanted to be long the yen, and it didn't really matter to me which one. The reason is because this thing has seen a massive sell-off in a very short while. Very short while. I mean, this thing came off huge. Once you broke down out of this channel that had been holding for so very long, it was just see ya. See you later. And we did capitalize on this move down, right? So we're going to see here, that was on the pound yen I was in. When this was happening going down, the pound yen was going straight up. All of this right here. So I capitalized on all that. I want to do that again. But we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting risk off, right? This is not me saying the markets are going to crash. You guys should get long Japanese yen. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm taking a position or two in that direction just in case, right? It's okay if I'm wrong. I've already taken profits on the pound yen trade. So the pound yen trade is basically paid for the 2 losses that I took on Aussie yen. So I'm in good shape, right? I'm in good shape. I also took a long position on, let me see here. Let's try this. Just because, let's see EuroCAD real quick. So EuroCAD extremely extended to the downside. This is because of CAD strength and Euro weakness. Now, I know if I'm bullish on the dollar, then I'm bearish on the euro. But this thing has came off so much, I am expecting a little bounce from here. Just because, I mean, it's been so bearish. Those are dailies. Like, you got almost 2 solid weeks there without a bullish close. That's crazy. That's straight down. And then you've been trading sideways for 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult to get a position in this. But I would be looking for a bounce, at least up to above this stuff here, right? That would be my first target, but it hasn't given us an entry yet. And then this one here, EURAUD. Let's go look at forex.com, FXCM. All right, so here we go. This stuff, right, straight down. Boom. Now, this thing does trade crazy and sideways and wicky and back and forth. It's very difficult to take a position on it. But here's what I was looking at. Weekly support there. Boom. Right? You did trade below it, but you closed above it. Let's go look at the hourly. Yesterday, I was watching it. Yesterday, I brought it up that I might be looking to take a long on this thing. And I did yesterday morning when this came in here. Right there and found support, bullish candle. This is where I got long. My stop is right about here, so it's like a big wide stop. It's like a swing trade. I'm just holding it to see what happens. I did not expect this to happen overnight. This happened overnight because the RBA is hawkish, and this is what I mean. Like, if the U.S. Fed comes out and is hawkish as well, you're gonna see that probably occur on the dollar, right? Or, I mean, yeah, never mind. Sorry. But anyways, that's the news that brought this thing up fast. Euro is weak. Aussie was weaker. Much weaker. So why wouldn't that crash the dollar? It's a good question. The dollar is the reserve currency of the world, right? That's why. It's different. It's different. We'll keep an eye on it, guys. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow at all. Not even close. But I got some positions on right now. We'll see what happens. I am looking to get positioned in the Euro USD or the Pound USD. Those are my 2 favorite assets to trade, right? It's just not really giving us much of an entry. And the news coming up, it can get crazy anyway. So just make sure you're minding your risk tomorrow, please, because this can get real wild real quick. USD CAD, same thing. Massive CAD strength. This would probably be the better one to take a long on instead of Euro CAD if you're looking for a CAD weakness. And that CAD weakness is just a pullback. You're not looking for a trend change. Not looking for a trend change. You're just looking for a pullback in the Canadian dollar. If the US dollar gets strong, then I think USD CAD would be better to watch. You will have USD data on Friday and Canadian data on Friday. So Friday is going to be a very, very good day to probably just watch USD CAD. If you take a position, you're not taking a position today because you're at the daily high already. That's where you would be taking profits right now. So yeah, if you do get in it though tomorrow or The next day, be very careful on Friday. Make sure your risk is mitigated. Make sure you're not using more than 1% risk, because these things can absolutely move, man. It can move in 1 hour. So, but yeah, there's a few things going on. Everything that was massively stretched out, we're going to be watching to see what happens now. USD JPY, I missed it, right? This is what we were looking for on it so many weeks ago. Just missed it. Just barely missed it. It didn't really give us an opportunity for an entry in here, so it went without me. But it's okay. That happens, and I'm not worried about it. You are chopping around up here. This is because you're starting to see a little bit of weakness here. The Japanese yen is getting stronger. I don't like this pair, because if the USD is strong and the Japanese yen is strong, then you're trying to take a bullish entry on two strong assets. Usually when two assets are strong or two assets are weak, what you get out of that pair is a whole lot of nothing. Just chopping sideways back and forth, not knowing what to do. Just depends on which one is stronger, will determine the direction on these, on your USD JPY. After the news and after non-farm payrolls, like next week will be a better week, because we'll know what the data says. We'll know what the Fed says. We'll be able to take entries based on info that we know to be true. So let's do it that way instead. What's going on, everybody? What's up? Good morning, Jay Bradley. Good morning. Good morning. Any thoughts on the Fed tomorrow? I'm just waiting for them. Just waiting to see what they say. The consensus is that the Fed's gonna cut. I mean, not cut. That they're gonna taper, right? That they're going to announce taper. That's the consensus. That's what everybody is thinking. They're just gonna announce it. Probably, if they do announce it, it'll probably start around April. And the only reason I say that is because that's what the RBA said, right? They're going to start doing theirs around April. So if the USD Fed says the same thing, then that's what we can look for, right? Ends April 24. Oh, they're looking for 0.1% target. So they're a little bit hawkish. We'll see. Other central banks are hawkish as well. If ours becomes hawkish, we just have to wait. That's all we can do. How could you please have a look at ICP and CLV? Yeah, let's go look at it. ICP, USDT on KuCoin. So this is one that you're looking at to like basically do the same thing that Shiba did. Is that what you're looking at it like? I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. As far as the chart goes, it only goes down. All right, so if we stretch it out and bring it over here, you can see that, it's, and this thing's like, that's dollars, $46. It doesn't take much for this thing to move. If it does start getting some bullish price action, this would be a decent asset to trade as long as it has liquidity. And it does. Alright, so you want some levels on this? I'll give you some levels. I don't care, man. I trade anything. I don't care if it looks terrible too. If crypto's taught us anything, look at SHIB, right? SHIB was absolutely god awful. You could have bought $10 of that not too long ago. You were sitting on $1,000. So yeah, what the hell? There's your main support level right there, 38.52. You did get a bearish stab down through there. This was a nasty day, big down day, but you've since retraced it. All right, so does it look like it's going to be bullish? It's possible. See if you hold 45.42. That would be the first area to watch for support, because you're trying to move up. But this is the thing, we got to put a fib on this leg of price. See, and you did take out support to the downside. It was just barely. But let's see where we are before we look for support. Because, I mean, you're in a downtrend. You got a daily close above the 618. All right, so fair enough. See if that area holds a support. You can see it was resistance there. And then was resistance there. So see if it stays being support this time. You can see that today you've already came in for a nice check of that area. Beautiful touch. But I mean, it's choppy sideways, man. It's sideways to up on the hourly. I don't know what this thing does or why you like it. But you're not the only one. There's a lot of people ask me to look at this. So I'm just trying to get this trend line as close as possible. Something like that. Yeah, so look for entries down around this trend line, man. I mean, if you bought a little bit of this and you're just holding it, like if you bought it anywhere from 35 to 45, or let's be realistic, 35 to 60. I mean, yeah, if it's money you don't care to lose, then just hold it. Who gives a crap what it does? Right? That's the best way to invest in these things. Take money that you can afford to lose and then just throw it all on one of these and see what happens. If you get a big, massive 1000x run, you'll look like a genius. And what was your other one? CLV USDT. But as far as I don't know what the coinomics is on that, right? I don't know what it does. I have no clue. No clue. And this is new. Let's see if it's on Binance. Not much more data on Binance than on KuCoin. They're exactly opposite too. Binance comes from way up there, and then alright, so whatever. It looks like it's holding support at around $1.07, right? $1.07. There's your support. This is a bear trap, so we don't count that as support. The close of that candle, don't worry about it. I mean, you can if you want, but technically, I always not really care about it. And you can see that when this candle came in for a retest of it, it tested that. So that's your support, $1.01, 1.0116. You're getting a bounce from that area. Resistance is there. You're trading above it today. $1.33. There's nothing to do today. You got to buy at support if you're looking to buy it. So you got to let it do this, let it finish doing its thing, let it come in for a support test, and look to buy low, then sell high, right? Those are your near-term levels. There's not much data on it. Not much data on it. That's also weekly support down there. Close to it. Not quite. There's your weekly support. Boom. Perfect test of it there. Perfect test of it there. There's your weekly res. So that's your support and resistance on this asset. All right. Next area, you want to be looking to be a buyer around $1.18. If it comes back down here after this bullish pop, right? If it pulls all the way back down to there, this is where you're going to be looking to buy, because what you're expecting is hopefully the next week's range will look something like this, right? Instead of being from this white line to here, it'll be from like this white line to here. That's basically what you're looking for. So keep an eye on it. And that's it. There's not much data on it. Hopefully that helps. Good morning, D-Berry. Good morning, everybody. Tom, Run DMC, EGLD. Let's go look at it. Where are you at? Hello, Rhonda. It doesn't have much data on Twitter either. I mean, Twitter. KuCoin. There's data. Binance has the data on Elrond. I mean, looking at the weekly chart, you can see that it's bullish and it's structured, so we'll just leave it here. Well, I trade on KuCoin, so I need to get the levels from KuCoin. I don't know why that says weekly res. It's not. This is. It must have been moved. So yeah. Sorry, I just got alerted. It distracted me. Okay, so weekly res is here. It also corresponds nicely with a daily supply zone. So this might be where you find resistance. Right? So keep an eye on that. 283.77. You're not wanting to buy up here. You're wanting to buy a support check. So if you do get a strong bounce out of here, hit this and then roll over, you want to see it hit roughly around this area here, as that was old support and then new resistance. You're getting a break above it today. So you want to check that price of support. 271.16 after a bounce from there would be what you would be looking for around in there if you're looking for bullish entries on Elrond. Obviously lower is better, but it's probably not going to go down there anytime soon, as it looks to be like you're pulling back from this initial move down. But usually when you have a big bearish move like that, yeah, let's see where you close in regards to that 618 retracement. Because if you keep rejecting this level there, then I don't know if I'd be looking for bullish entries. And there's not enough data populated on this chart to populate many moving averages, but if there were one, it would be you're above the 21, so you're bullish. Let's go to Binance. Yeah, see this? You're looking for bullishness, not bearishness. And you're above the 50 on the RSI. So yeah, I mean, that says it's bullish, so look for support. Look for support. Good morning, Mr. Ed. What's up, Wes? Sorry, the chat just glitched out. Alright, there it was. Good morning, good morning. Thoughts on ADA? Heath, cheers. Let's go look at ADA. I don't want to look at the Kraken one because it's got a nasty wick. Yeah, so you can see here that I've been watching ADA. We got a breakdown there. Boom. This was the next area of support. Crushed right through that as well. And you're below it now. It's checking it as resistance. This thing looks bearish. More bearish than a lot of other ones. You've already lost your 50, 20, and 100 EMAs. You're looking at the 120 SMA right now. You've already lost that too. So basically what I would be doing is I'd be looking for shorts, unfortunately, on Cardano. The only way I would stop looking for shorts on Cardano is if it gets above this, right? This trend line. It would have to get all the way up into $2.15, $2.20 area before I would even start looking for longs again. So, I mean, technically, there's areas to short. 201.6783 there. Yeah, maybe. If price gets up there, maybe look to get short. So many people have already done so. But this is the thing, too. You're at the bottom of this range. I don't like getting short there either. I was actually looking for shorts up in here, but it's not super bearish. If something's really bearish, when you get a big, massive bearish engulfing or an outside day candle, typically, you want to see that thing start to continue in the next day or two. Because bearish price action happens faster. And this is just slow. Put in one big move down, and then it's just been a slow sideways grind for over a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days since the down day. Counting today. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible. Your weekly ranges are tight, man. This thing's tight. But if you're looking for shorts, you're looking for shorts in these two areas. And possibly up to that, 205. So these three areas is your shorting areas. But yeah, it doesn't look good, unfortunately. Now, obviously, it can turn around and that can change all in a span of a day or two, right? It just depends on what happens. It just depends on what happens. There was your 50% correction on this thing, and it already made new all-time highs. So, it's pulling back again. Pretty hard, I might add. So how much have you came off since you put in the new all-time high? %. Not bad. Made a new all-time high, and then you dropped almost 40% in the span of 3 or 4 days. Just be careful on it. It looks like it wants to go lower. I would be looking for shorts. For sure. That's the only way I'm looking on ADA for now. Can I look at SNX USDT on KuCoin? Absolutely. SNX USDT on the KuCoin. Here we are. It's chopping around sideways. The dailies are very small daily ranges. Looks like you're trying to break out. This is the thing. People are short from this day here, so people are looking to get short this thing. If this thing could close above, you could see a nice little rip up to 1182, 1175-ish, because all the shorts will be stuck, right? So that'll add fuel to the fire moving up. SNX. I mean, obviously, when I see something like this, I get a little bit weary on looking for shorts. ADA is different because ADA broke down and it's only been trading down there for 6 days. This thing literally has been trading at support for months. Not months, but almost, right? Almost a month straight. If it was going to go lower, it seems like it would have, right? It would have, but so now you're seeing bullish continuation. And like I said, if you get above this bearish candle's open, you're going to have shorts with their backs against the wall. And then this target, the high of that bearish candle, you get above that, you're going to see a nice pop up to this first area of resistance, and then obviously this one, 1279. So I like it. Looks like it's getting ready to pop. And it, we'll see. See what happens, my friend. Where are there entries? As close to this level as possible. And it's only an old level. I don't even know if I'd like that as an entry. Maybe support check there. That's a long ways away from near-term price. So if I need to find areas, I look in higher time frame or lower time frames. So here you go. There's 8-hour support at 1024. Basically, you don't want to see an 8-hour closure below this support level right there. Any pull down to about 1030 or 1024-ish, you're going to be looking for bullish entries, and that wick is going to be your target. This wick here. Once that target is achieved, you will take profits and move your stop to break even. Doesn't mean it will happen. It just means like that's what I'd be watching. If you get a close below the supply or the demand zone here, this bearish candle's open, or here, you're not looking for that trade. You're going to look lower, possibly to this one, 989, and then higher. But it does look like it's trying to break out to me. In all fairness, it looked like it over here, but this little action right here, this is what's got everybody stuck. Because that's a solid reaction into resistance, right? You're looking bullish. You get above resistance. Here was your resistance on an 8-hour closing basis. Oh, you didn't get above it. It's my bad. But anyways, you get to it, right? And then here's your bearish reaction. Boom. A little higher. Boom. Still closed red, and then boom. So on this entire pullback, people are looking to get short. Here was an 8-hour Heath level, so that would have been a good spot to get short there. They did. And for a few sessions, they got continuation, but then it found support again, and look at it now. See, this is telling you, hey, shorting is not the... Shorts are going to be stuck if this keeps going. So you can see a nice pop. That's what I would do. I would look for bullish entries. Doesn't mean it'll work, though. But hopefully it works. Where was I? SNX USDT right there. On bull flags, the Pope might only be a few 5-minute candle. The Pope, I'm sure you meant pole. Do you say if the bull flag is bigger than the pole in a 5 minutes back? To be honest, Andy, I wouldn't even be looking at bull flags on a 5-minute chart. I mean, I'm not a pattern trader, guys. I trade on open, high, low, and close. That's how I trade. That's where my edge is. So I don't follow patterns. I know them because pattern trading is the first thing that all new traders learn, is looking at patterns because they're easy to identify, right? I wouldn't be looking for them on a 5-minute. Because 5-minute is intraday price action, and intraday price action order flows can be crazy. You can have a bullish order flow or a bearish order flow, and it makes intraday price real crazy. If you're looking for patterns, you want to look at them on a bigger time frames, like your 4-hour, 8-hour, and dailies. But yes, the rule typically goes, you want your pole to, all right, let me show you. Here's the pole, right? This is your bullish impulse leg to the upside. Typically, you would want your bull flag to look something like this. And then continuation, right? If your bull flag looks like this, then you're no longer in a bull flag. It's not. So hopefully that helps. That's all I meant. Whether you look at it on a 5-minute or a 5-month chart, that's what you're looking for. Very small flag, and then rip. .USD, please. We did look at .USD earlier in the stream. I will go look at it real quick again. But we are looking for bullishness. The problem is the trade was yesterday, the day before yesterday. It's not now, right? We know that stuff's coming up on Polkadot, that little auction thing. So if the float, and the float has to get locked up for it to run to the upside. This buying that you're seeing coming in right now is essentially the run up before the news, right? So that's why you got to be extra careful. There is no levels up here to give you because this wick took out the old all-time high. So this was your pullback, very small pullback. You're trying to find continuation. As of right now, hourly support is going to be here. And that's all you got, right? You don't really have enough data. 47 spot 54. You want to see price hold above that. If you break down, nope, you want to see price hold above that because anything else is going to look like a breakdown. This is the lowest it can go, 616. So here are your two areas to look for buying opportunities on DOT in the coming days. Is it possible that it keeps running? Yes, because that thing happens on the 5th. Or was it the 4th? Sorry. Alex Rebuild says November the 4th. So literally in 2 days. So you might not get a support check. Or you could possibly get a big wick down there. A big, quick, fast rip to the downside and then rip to the upside. Just keep an eye on these two levels here. Hourly close below the lowest one and you're not looking for bullish entries anymore. As far as I'm concerned. Or I wouldn't be, I should say. What's up, Giles? Can you look at LTC USDT? Yes, I can. And then that will have to be the end. Because I got to get ready for the New York Open. What was it? It was LTC, right? USD. Did you say LTC USDT? You did. Victor USDT. All right. You're seeing a little bit of bullishness today on Litecoin, but Bitcoin is too. So yeah, that's why. Typically these things run together. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, all your major ones. Those all typically do whatever Bitcoin does. You're seeing bullishness on Bitcoin, hence you're getting bullishness on a Litecoin. There was your old resistance. You did get a close above that yesterday. Next area of resistance is obviously right there at 207.34. So you're going to let that happen first and then look for a pullback for possible long entries back to this area or this area here. There. 196.68. Let's see if we got anything better. 8-hour support is real close. 4-hour, you got tons of stuff on the 4-hour. You got tons of stuff. So, yeah. See if it finds support, if it pulls back. If you buy it right here, you're literally buying, you're chasing price. And that's not how you're supposed to do this. Wait for this thing to find support. You got to watch it on an intraday time frame for that, unfortunately. I mean, if you're just looking to buy to hold, remember, everything could change after tomorrow. Everything. With that being said, guys, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section after YouTube gets done uploading this video. One more time for the channel members and Patreons, YouTube did fix my stuff so we can commence back to normal time, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Sunday will be the first one, and I hope to see you there. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.